Good afternoon. So I'm going to try to get through the typical stuff kind of quickly today. Reason being is I want to make sure that I can get this particular rant in uninterrupted. I think you're going to find it's going to be a good one. A good one, a good one, however you want to look at it. It does come very heartfelt. It does come very well thought. It's something I've been thinking about all day long, and not just today. This is something that I've been thinking about for a little while, and I think I just kind of more or less put the thoughts together today to where I felt I was able to accurately talk about it. So that's what's important here: accuracy, not flashiness, not whatever to get your attention or to make money. Accuracy. That's what's important here, and that's what we go for. And I'm going to try to bring it. It's probably not going to be well received by many, but it's going to be honest. So it is what it is. So let's go ahead and dive right into, like I said, the normal stuff that we go through the beginning. I'm just going to run through this stuff super fast. I'm not going to spend any time on it. YouTube, we went from, remember yesterday it was $2.99. Yeah, now it's $2.51. It's the YouTube way, right? So it is what it is. Let's see. I don't think we've done any more on Steam It. This down here, wherever it is, it'll be available in a couple of days. So we'll see. But yeah, it's moving ahead slowly, but it's at least moving ahead, and I'm thankful for that. AdSense, we've had some clicker ruin, and I'll refresh just to make sure. Yep, 78 cents this month so far. We've got 10.90. Of course, that'll carry over to the balance at the first of the month. So that's where we are in Google AdSense. See, how was that? That was nice, quick, and easy. So let me read through these and get them out of the way. Let me grab my glasses, and I'll read the headlines, get them out of the way, and we'll get started on this. It might wind up being a bit of a quick monologue today, but probably one of the more important ones, in my opinion. Trump exploring tariffs on another $200 billion worth of Chinese goods. And this is a good thing, folks. There's I'm kind of one of those guys, and you guys should know by now. I'll support the positive things, and I'll buck the bad things. And this is a good thing. This is a positive thing. And I know there's a lot of people that don't think so. But folks, I've been saying this for decades, that the only way we can economically get this country back off its feet, or on its feet, is to tax the imported goods, to encourage manufacturers to produce their goods here instead of abroad, because that's why we're in so much trouble. Between that and the massive amounts of debt that not only the government but our own people have got themselves in, this is the only way out of that. And I've been saying this for decades. Finally, we're starting to see it happen. It's the only way. It is absolutely the only way we can dig ourselves out of this hole. It's to start taxing imported goods. Now, that's going to mean we pay more, right? But I'm not the one. Bush Sr. was the one. I'm not the one that said that, we have to better compete in the global economy, which breaks down to you have to lower your standard of living so that we can keep up with the Chinese that has children working in sweat/slave shops, okay, for little to nothing. Okay, that's what you have to understand. When George Bush Sr. was saying that, that is what that breaks down to. We have to degrade our way of living, our standards, to that of, say, China, to be able to better compete in the global economy, right? All I'm doing is taking the cherry coating off of it. That's all I'm doing. So we've had decades of that mentality. Now we're going to need probably decades of an opposite mentality to get us back up and functioning the way we should be and the way that we used to be. Anyway, U.S. feds charge New Yorker with criminally leaking classified info from CIA. Merkel to Macron, we want solidarity between countries on migration issue. Let's see. U.S. plans to withdraw from United Nations Human Rights Council today. That seemed to make pretty big news. Canadian government believes deal to update NAFTA is still possible. Crisis, what crisis? NATO head warns over future of transatlantic alliance. Establishment of U.S. Space Force may put international security at risk, says an official. This is crazy. Germany withdraws toy UFO from sale for teaching kids wrong things about Nazis. That's insane. It's a model. And when I seen that, I'm like, dude, I'd love to have that model. That would be an awesome model to have. Nope, can't have it. Why? Nazis. Really? Are you serious? A lot of people don't realize just how brilliant Adolf Hitler was. A lot of people don't realize his inventions. He had numerous, and I mean numerous inventions, and not just the Volkswagen car. The hydraulic press, that's Adolf Hitler. There is so many things today that we still utilize, and so many technologies today that we still utilize that Adolf Hitler himself invented. It's unbelievable. And I'm not praising Adolf Hitler. I don't want anybody to think that. But what I'm getting at is this is stupid, right? This was one of the technologies that they were developing, which is pretty incredible if you step back and look at it and throw everything else out. I mean, come on. A lot of people don't realize the technology that came from Germany during that time period that still is in play today and plays a huge role in our daily lives, right? So, you know, why do we have to throw it all out? Why can't we look at the historical, the interesting, and the positive things that came from that era? I'm not saying from that event. I'm not saying from the Holocaust. I'm saying from that era. Just seems, I don't know, too much butthurt. Start of Nord Stream 2 construction in Russia, milestone for project. Weaponizing the debt, how dumping of U.S. treasuries may dethrone the dollar. The dollar's been dethroned. Not officially, but in actuality. Trump points to German example as zero tolerance rift grows. Moscow to introduce import duties on U.S. products in response to tariffs. Minor explosion triggers evacuation of London tube station. Tube station triggers me. Let's see. Let me get this tweeted out here. I guess this is the official thing coming in. Breaking U.S. polls out of UN Human Rights Council after accusing body of anti-Israel bias. So that is breaking. That just came in. I'm trying to get it tweeted out as I speak. And done. Okay. So let's have a little chatteroo. Everybody's crying. Everybody's crying. I wrote down a couple notes just to keep myself a little focused. But it seems like both the left and the right are each in their respective corners crying. Crying. Well. And yeah, I'm making fun of it because I'm sick of it. Because as long as they cry, we can't get anything done. Okay? We cannot get anything done. Now, the crazy things is, the crazy thing is right now you've got the left, and obviously they're crying about immigration. And you got the right, and they're crying about the DOJ. And I'm not saying, by the way, that neither side has a right to be crying about this stuff. Both sides most definitely have a right to be crying about this, right? Raising hell, throwing a fit, surrounding government buildings and forcing their so-called representatives out. You damn right. You damn right. Both sides do. But I've got a problem. I posted something on my personal Facebook a little bit earlier. It's going on 5 years, and this is to the Democrats. It's going on 5 years since I've stood toe-to-toe with my children. I didn't even do anything illegally. Nothing. Nothing. Just a pissed-off woman that knew how to work the system. Okay? Pardon my language. Who the fuck is standing up for me? That's what I thought. Not a soul. Fake ass bleeding hearts. And I'm not making this about me, because there is countless men in my shoes or worse. And nothing. Nada. Nada. Because the left is all about ripping the children from their fathers. The left is all about ripping children from the womb. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. The right, well, they want you to fix everything by voting. Go vote. Make a difference. Vote. Sorry, I'm not retarded. And I don't care who that offends. But I've watched the corruption of this country ever since I've been old enough to be paying attention. And if I thought for 1 second that casting a ballot would make a damn bit of a difference, I'd be there every fucking day. So stop your ignorance. Stop your crying about the DOJ report and everything else, and get off your fucking ass and fucking do something about it. I'm getting tired of it. Fucking crybabies. Right and left. I am tired of it. Our country is sinking down the shithole. And all you guys can do back and forth is share fake news. That's all you can seem to do. Share fake news. Lies. And you just parrot it. You don't check anything out. The left doesn't even have a clue that Clinton was the one that put the main parts of the laws in that Trump is enforcing. And Obama enforced the same laws. Right? But we can't look at that. Why? Well, because we hate Trump. Grow up. Grow up. And the right wants to sit there and expect us to vote and play tiddlywinks with this government and these government agencies, especially when it involves a woman that had special forces, Marines, whatever they were. Stand down. Stand down. While we had an ambassador being tortured to death. Remember Benghazi? What does it even matter? Remember that. But you want me to vote to fix this. You want me to vote. That's going to fix this. Right. Okay. Sure, I'll get right on that. Right after I go take a healthy dump. Because that's what voting is equivalent to. It's a fact. Sorry. Just the truth. So, you know, it just... It comes down to this. Because it's common sense. Neither side is wanting to really fix this. And when I say that, neither side of the government is really wanting to fix this. Why? Because you don't see either side coming out and saying, hey, look, we need to stop. We need to stop this lying back and forth. We need to stop this obvious civil war that's brewing. We need to stop this, and we need to talk. We need to use common sense. I don't see either side doing that. In fact, all I see is both sides riling up their own slaves, their own puppets. That's all I see. Both sides riling both sides up, creating this tension. And the media is doing it too. Well, the media is government-owned, government-controlled, government-fed. But I want to give you something to chew on, as if I didn't already enough. For the probably 2 subscribers I'll have left. I want to give you something to chew on. And I'll close up the monologue. I'll make it a quick one. Now, I'm sorry for my language. I'm sorry for losing my temper. But I truly do want to make this country great again. I do. I do. And we're not going to do this by lying. We're not going to do this by bullshitting ourselves into thinking a vote is going to make a difference. We're not going to do this by being in our corner crying, begging for the mercy of people that illegally entered the country while shitting and ignoring on the people that were born here. Yeah, I don't see it getting any better with that tactic. I want you to chew on this, though. This is the first time that I've ever seen both sides at the same time being riled up. They normally do a tit-tat back and forth. Okay? Because that gives each side a chance to bicker with each other. But now they've got the right bickering in their corner and crying, and the left bickering in their corner and crying. And what I'm going to ask you is, what is it that they are really doing? What is it that they're about to pull off? And I'm going to give you my thought, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'll keep it short and sweet. I think they're about ready to take us into war. Because they could not get the support of the right or the left in their recent attempts. They could not drum up that support. So I think they're going to distract both sides, possibly enact a false flag, and take us to war. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. And I want to apologize for my temper. I want to apologize for my language. And I'll leave it at that. I'm sorry for losing it, but I'm tired of all the crap I'm seeing, and nobody is using their head. Everybody's using their asses. Nobody's using their head. Anyway, I'll leave it go at that. If you just watched the monologue, I appreciate you watching the monologue. Normally, these days aren't quite so rough. But usually it's about something important when it is. But as always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. Or do your best. I wasn't a good example of that today.